Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I wanted to do a Q&A because I want all the people who have like recently subscribed to me. I just want you guys to get to know me, and I think Q&As are fun. I always like to watch people's Q&As. So I asked on my last video, which I will link down below. It was a room tour, and then I also asked on my Instagram for questions for the Q&A. So yeah, so I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna try not to make this too long because I like to talk and I could talk all day long. So we will get into the video and I'll try not to talk so much, but no promises because it's my favorite thing to do. First question, I guess I'll start with the ones from YouTube first. So the first question is, do you know your biological family? So in my get to know me tag, I mentioned at the end of it that I am adopted and that none of my family like looks like me. I am obviously brown and my family is Caucasian, so we do not look alike. And I do not know any of my biological family. I don't know anything about them. Yeah, so no, I do not know anything about my biological family. I was adopted when I was 4 months old, so my adoptive family is like the only family that I've ever known. How did your first year of teaching go? I'm in college to be a teacher and it seems like it would be so stressful, so I'm super curious. Love your videos. First of all, thank you for watching my videos. That means like literally the world to me. So yes, teaching is extremely stressful, like so stressful. I think it took 5 years off my life, just this 1 year. So it is extremely stressful. My first year of teaching though, first of all, I'm at an amazing school. I student taught 3rd grade and then I taught 4th grade, so I actually looped up with 12 of my kids. So I already knew 12 of my kids. I knew what they were like, I knew their personalities, I knew their parents knew me, and then I had 12 other children that I didn't have in 3rd grade. So honestly, I had the best like first year that anyone could have asked for, just because I mean, like, I have an amazing principal, amazing admin. I knew my kids for the most part, but that still doesn't make teaching any less stressful. It's definitely like a lot of work put into it, and yeah, but overall my first year, I mean, it went as good as I could have asked for. Obviously, like, your first year in any career I feel like is kind of stressful because you're just figuring out the ropes, and with teaching it's just like there's so many things, like you can do it this way or you can do it that way or you can do it this way or that way. So just finding like what worked for me was really hard and stressful. But besides that, I mean, I didn't have like a horror year or like something like super bad that happened. So I mean, overall, I guess my first year of teaching went as well as I could have asked for it to. I'd love to know why you started a YouTube channel. So fun fact, I have been watching YouTube since I was literally 14 years old and I'm 23 now, so 9 years of like consistently watching YouTube. And I remember in high school I was always like so embarrassed to like say that like I watched YouTube because just not a lot of people, I'm from a small town and not a lot of people like did that. So I would never in middle school or high school like say that I watch YouTube. And then I remember in college, like, it just got more and more normal, and I feel like YouTube is now like something that's like a lot of people watch it now. But I have been watching, like, I started watching like Bethany Moda and like Aspen Ovard and all those people from like the time they started their channels, and they're like in similar age as me. So I don't know, I feel like I like grew up with them. That probably sounds so dumb, but I've been watching YouTube for forever, and I have been acting like I was a YouTuber for like years and years and years. Like, we get like random cameras or like the family camcorder or whatever, and I would like film these videos, and then I would like film them and then I would delete them. So I've wanted to do YouTube for a super long time, and I finally just like went for it. So yeah, I was super scared of like making one and like putting myself on the internet because I feel like people like to make fun of people, but YOLO. Moving on to some of the questions that I got from my Instagram. So someone says, how did you survive the jump from kindergarten to a testing grade? So when they say testing grade, they're talking about like standardized testing, which like is from the state. So I thought about making a video all about my first year teaching, so comment down below if that's something that you'd be interested in. But so I was supposed to teach kindergarten, and like the whole summer last year I was under the impression that I was teaching kindergarten, and then I like set up a kindergarten room and everything, and like it was the first week of school, and basically things didn't work out like with the numbers for kindergarten, and there ended up being a whole lot more of a need for another teacher in 4th grade than in kindergarten, so they moved me to 4th grade. And I mean, I haven't gotten my test scores back, so I probably should wait to answer this because I don't know how my kids did. But I mean, I just honestly, the answer to this is tears. I don't know, I just did the best that I could. I just survived, honestly. So what would you be if you weren't a teacher? And I actually don't know. I don't know, because I don't know if I see my, like, I know teachers who are in my building who have taught for like 40 plus years, and I don't know that that will be me, but I also like don't know what else I would do. I like making content and stuff like that, and I love like stuff like that, but I don't know what I would be. Truthfully, like, I do not know. I don't do blood and I don't do sick people, so anything in the medical field is out. I'm terrible at math, so anything businessy is pretty much out as well. I'm really organized, but I don't know that there is like a job for I don't know. Moral of the story is I have absolutely no idea what I would do if I was not a teacher. What was your favorite part about Beach Week 2019? So if you have not watched my pack with me for the beach, link it down below. But I packed for the beach and I went to Panama City, and I went with my youth group at my church, and I had never done student ministry or done anything like this. Anytime I've ever like served at church, it's always been like younger kids and elementary school kids, but I had really prayed about it, and I was like, you know, I'm around elementary school kids like literally every day of my life. I want to work with older kids, so I like signed up for it and was like, I'd really like to like get to know some high school girls and stuff like that. And so I went, and I had like no idea what I was getting myself signed up for, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Beach Week, and it surpassed all of my expectations. Like, I had the best week ever with my 10th grade girls, and just everybody, like all the other leaders and all the other students. It was literally so much fun. And so my favorite part about it was probably just getting to know my girls. Y'all, they are so freaking awesome. I love them so much. I had 7 going in 10th grade girls, and they're amazing, and I love them. And then also, I mean, the beach was fun, but just really getting to like worship and spend time with like my people, it was awesome. I loved Beach Week. Best week ever. What is one place you wish to travel to and why? I actually have a lot of places that I would love to go inside the United States. I've never been to New York. I'd love to go. I've been to California when I was little, but I don't remember it, like 2 years old little. So I'd love to go to California. Hawaii, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I would love to go. And then outside, there are so many places, but I really want to go to like Greece. So yeah, those are the places. And just because honestly they're beautiful, I want to travel more. I want to see more of the world. So yeah. What made you want to teach? So I have wanted to be a teacher since like literally 6 years old. I used to force my siblings and lock them in this little room in my grandparents' house, in this like laundry room, and I would force them to play school with me, and I would like actually do work, and my brothers would never like participate, shocker, and they never participate, but my sister would. And so I like legitimately taught my sister how to read before she went to kindergarten, so I like to link all of her success in life to me. Always been something about teaching that has been like super appealing to me. I don't know why. I also love kids. Like, if it was up to me, I would see my dog. If it was up to me, I would have like 20 of my own personal kids. Like, I love kids. Kids are my thing. So yeah, I love kids, and yeah, that's why I want to be a teacher. You want to live in Memphis forever? absolutely not. I love Memphis. I'm glad that I was raised here, but at some point I would like to venture out and not live in the South. I'd like to live somewhere else. I've lived in Tennessee my whole life, lived in Memphis, but I am ready to definitely probably move somewhere else. I love the desert. I love Arizona. I used to spend some of my summers out there. So if I could like pinpoint anywhere that I like know right now I would probably enjoy living, at least for a couple years, just to say I tried and did it, it would probably be Phoenix, Arizona, or like the Scottsdale area. I absolutely love it. I went there. It actually showed up on like my memories on Snapchat that I was there 2 years ago at this date, so that's super sad that I'm not there now. But I love Arizona. I love the desert, so I would definitely like to move out there. It's honestly my goal to move there after 4 years, so like in 4 years be like trying to move there, but it's all in God's hands. I don't know where I'll be in 4 years, but yeah. What's your least favorite / favorite thing about teaching? Favorite thing are connecting and building relationships with my kids, and then also like my coworkers. Like I've made really great friends at my work. Also having summers and breaks off is not bad. My least favorite thing about teaching is probably just the fact that it's not a 9-to-5 job, in the sense of like you build relationships with these kids and like their burdens are your burdens too. So if something's happening in their personal life, like it also affects me because it affects them, if that makes sense. So like I bring a lot of like my stress home with me. Also, it is a job where you have to spend more than your allotted hours. Like I know people who go to work at 8 o'clock and then when they get off at 4 or whatever, like that's it, they're done. And that is definitely not the case for teachers. You definitely, like even during the summer, I'm like working, like I'm getting stuff ready for the next year. Like every single break that we've had so far, I've gone up to the school at least once just to get things ready. And yeah, so it's a lot of, that's probably my least favorite, is just that you have to spend so much of your own personal time getting ready to work or working or etc. So it's not a job where like when you clock out you're done. It's definitely a job where you bring work home with you, or it's like, I mean, you get emotionally attached to these kids and you want to help them. So yeah, that's probably like my least favorite, I guess, part of it. If you could date any Big Brother player from any season, who would it be? So I love Big Brother. I've been watching Big Brother honestly since we were like younger. My parents would let us watch it. And I don't know this, I'm trying to think. I think Corey Brooks from Big Brother 18, season 18, is so goofy, but I think he's kind of cute, I guess. There's not really anybody else that like comes to mind when I'm thinking about, I guess, dating any of them, so probably Corey Brooks if I had to say so. How do you juggle friendships and relationships while having a big girl job? So I graduated from the University of Memphis a year ago, so last May in 2018, and I started work obviously in August of 2018, and it was definitely weird to like be in a big girl job, so to say. Definitely like getting signed up for stuff and like taxes and insurance and all that stuff was like weird to me because I had never done that before. But how do I juggle friendships? Honestly, I didn't. So the first month, so like that August of 2018 last year, was super stressful for me. And like, you can ask my roommates, I would come home and I would literally work until like 11 o'clock, and then I would go to bed and I would be back up at 5 and get there right at 6:30 when the doors open for my school, and do it all over again every day. So as far as like friendships go, I honestly did not manage that very well. Just put all my all into work. That definitely like started to like subside. I definitely kept working and kept getting there early, but it was more so like I could put it away and like when I left type of deal. So I don't know, I'm still working on trying to maintain friendships and whatnot, but it does help that my best friend is my roommate, so I still got to see her. And yeah, but besides that, it was really just like I would see people like on Saturdays or Sundays or something, maybe, because Sundays I would always work, and then I don't know, I was always tired, so like doing things after school was like so not even an option for me because I was always so stinking tired. So I definitely could work on juggling things. How is it transitioning from student teaching to full-time? I know people with a rough time. So I can do like a whole video on like how to get your life together when you start teaching, because I don't think that my student teaching program, and like my student teaching program compared to other ones, was, I would definitely say, like more on the intense scale. But I don't think that the student teaching like genuinely prepared me for the full-time. And like my mentor teacher told me that, she was like, nothing you do this year is going to actually prepare you for when it's like your turn to be in charge of 20+ kids. And I was like, oh whatever, like I'm basically doing everything now. And she was 100% right, because it just does not prepare you. Like the things, like I feel like our student teaching year, they just made us do lesson plan, and like I really don't do like the formal lesson plans like they wanted us, like they did, or like told us to. So I don't know, I can do a whole video on that and like more on teaching if like people are interested in that. But it was definitely, I just feel like in student teaching you just had to hold back, and there's genuinely nothing that they can do to enhance that part, because honestly, like until it's you being in charge of like that many kids and having to deal with parents and having to deal with test scores and having to deal with all this stuff, like you can't be prepared for that. But I just feel like it went from like, okay, yeah to like August hit and it was like overtime, like crazy. How do I balance work and life? Because you look great, by the way. Thank you, that's so sweet. I honestly am a hot mess 95% of the time, but I will be honest, I'm not good at balancing work and life. Like now it's the summer, so I can chill and have a life, but when August and September hits, I am terrible at making time for myself. Like I will get to school right when it opens and I'll work all day, and then I'll bring my stuff home with me and I just work all night long. So honestly, that does need to be something that I like work on actively this year, and I think that now that I've got 1 year under my belt, it may be easier. But I mean, it was a freaking struggle for me this past year for sure. Talk about your testimony / how you grow spiritually, and this is also something that like I would be like interested in like making a longer video about if you are interested in that. But I am a Christian. I've mentioned it sometimes in my like past videos. I'm a Christian. I go to church. My church is non-denominational. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. My testimony, I've definitely been through some things in my life, and I know without a doubt that if it had not been for God and my relationship with God, I would 100% not be as like successful, I guess, as I am now. My life would look totally different, like 100%, just because I don't know, I don't know. I just know that my life would be so incredibly different. And like I said, I've been through some hard stuff in my life, just even being 23. And like people ask me like, how did you turn out the way you did? And it's genuinely God. And yeah, so how to grow your faith. One, find a community. I have realized in 2019, just from January to June, how much community is important. Finding your Jesus people and finding your people who are gonna hold you accountable, who you can go with and just like have good, like not even pure, just like good fun with. So find your people and really just like jump all in with them. Like get a group of people that you just trust, who love Jesus. Community is so important. And then also, like, #1 thing, spend time with God. It doesn't have to be like 4 hours of like priority time, or it can be, but just get in your Bible, spend time with him, pray to him. But yeah, so if that's not your beliefs, that's fine, but those are my beliefs. But if you are wanting to grow in your faith, genuinely just like find time in your day to read the Bible. Or I found that it's not easier, but a lot of times like investing and finding in like a good book that has like Christian base in it is kind of easier when you're first transitioning into the Bible, because I know like when you're first getting into the Bible, it's kind of hard for you to follow and it's kind of hard to like stay with. But so yeah, so like the Uninvited by Lissa Turkest or something, I don't even know, but I'll link it down below, was such a good book for me, and I recommend that book. But yeah, so those are just some tips I have for growing your faith and growing spiritually. And if people would like to see a video about that further in depth, I will 100% do it. Thank you guys so much for A, asking me questions, and B, watching this video. I just think it's so fun to make these videos, and I'm so glad that people are watching it, because it, I don't know, makes it funner when people comment and stuff. So yeah, leave comments below. Like I said, if you have any type of requests, want me to do it, I got time, I'll do it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram so when I ask again, you can be a part of the Q&A. And yeah, leave any video requests, and yeah, like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you like me, because I'm pretty cool, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.